Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is clayrammage. We're going to do a what's sold video. This is for the month of April. Today is April 15th, so we're going to do the first half of April, what I've sold on eBay, and we'll walk through each item and where I got it and what we sold it for. So let's get started. So I'm going to go from oldest to newest. So this is an item that I picked up at the bins. It's a stethoscope, brand new in the box, and I accepted best offer on this, and I think it was $55, if I remember right, plus shipping. So it was a quick and easy sale. And the next item is this book. It was called The Spirit of Seabiscuit. It was still wrapped in its original plastic covering. And I bought this at a garage sale, if you can believe this, in January in Minnesota. I actually bought several things at that garage sale. There's another item I sold that I'll talk about in a few minutes. And so I paid $1 for this book. There's another book I bought, same thing, still wrapped in the plastic, brand new. It's a nice coffee table book. But I sold this for $15.99 plus shipping. So next item, I don't know why there's a little delay there. But anyway, this is another item I found at the Goodwill bins. This is a red Wing of Pottery tambourine lady, dancer. She has numerous different things. She's, because of the color combination that she has black hair and the kind of a greenish bluish top and the yellow trim on her. She's a rarer color combination. She was made in 1952. And so what happened with this, I actually had it listed as an auction. Got a lot of views, but no activity on it. And eBay switched to this new software where you can eliminate the background. So it's a white background, which is what they're preferring people do with their pictures. So I tried that. I honestly didn't like the pictures, but I posted it anyway. So then once the auction ended I went out and ended the auction and uploaded the pictures without any modifications to the picture. So it shows it's still a white background, but it's my little photo booth. And I left that on there. I changed it to a buy it now for $85, and it sold within 2 days of me relisting it. So again, for some reason I have better luck ending an auction and relisting it as a buy it now, and then I seem to sell quickly. But I do think it was the photos that was the problem with this particular item. So that was a really good find because I only paid like $1.50 for it. Good deal. Next, another item we found at the bins was this perfume bottle. It was made in France. The bottle says made in France on the bottom. I've seen different listings. Some people say it was sterling silver. I do not believe it's sterling silver overlay. I believe the cap is silver plated. There's no markings on it whatsoever. And if it was a French silver, it would be marked. So there were several different ones. I believe this is probably from the 1920s, 30s kind of era. And so I sold this for $24.99. Next item. Okay, this is another item I got at that garage sale in January in Minnesota. This was a watercolor painting. It just had the name Cooper on it, but it's of the Santa Margarita Ranch, and it was dated 1978. What's interesting, this was actually bought by a Sherry from the Santa Margarita Historical Society. So she contacted me after they received it and asked what else I knew about the painting, which I didn't know much about other than it just had the name Cooper on it. And of course, Cooper is way too common a name to try to figure out who the artist was. But we corresponded back and forth a little bit. And then at the end, she said, we found out that the artist is Jan Cooper from the Carrizo Plain. One of the people that was at the Santa Margarita Ranch remembers this woman coming to the ranch and to do these watercolors. So they were really excited to have the watercolor back where it started. So that was kind of cool. I liked the fact that I could now know where it went, and it went to a great home, and the people were excited to have it. So that was really cool. Next item was these Loon Calls. Now we found these at the Goodwill bins. My wife was with me that time. She actually found them. All three of these were in a plastic baggie. And so we took them and listed them and sold them. So that was cool. This pewter horse I found at an estate sale back in December. I bought a whole bunch of stuff. This was the one where this lady collected. She was an antique dealer and had just thousands of items still left over when she died. But anyway, picked up this little pewter horse, and I actually took best offer, I believe, of $12 on this, plus shipping. So it was a very small figurine, probably like 2 inches tall. Looks bigger in the pictures. And this was a Jars plate. It was actually made in France. And I picked this up at a Goodwill store and took best offer on this. Again, I had this for a long time. So I think I bought it back in like November when I first started this business. And so I was eager to get rid of it. So I took, I believe, $10 plus shipping on it. Then these sandwich bags was actually bought by a viewer. Deanna bought these. Thank you very much, Deanna. And she was excited to get them. And these, again, was another item I found at the bins. One of the first times I went to the bins, I found these particular package of sandwich bags. So, again, they're probably from the 40s/50s, from what we know. So, cool. This Jugtown Ware Art Pottery Bowl, it's North Carolina pottery. I found this at a Goodwill store also. I believe I paid $6.99 for it. Again, back in beginning of December, I believe. So, and I had this listed for a long time, but finally sold it for $34.99. I kept lowering the price on this till it sold. And then that was a hard one to pack up and ship because it was heavy and fairly large. Also found this Rubbermaid cutting board, brand new in the package. This was I found at the bins from 1974. I showed, tried to show as best I could. It was still mostly wrapped in the plastic. The handle was not wrapped in the plastic, but I don't know if the handle was originally wrapped in plastic. It didn't look like it was. But anyway, so that sold. There's this little primitive dresser that I found. The drawers were actually made out of cigar boxes, which I thought was really cool. Some neat designs on it. And the bottom of the cigar boxes are still saying what size, what brand, and all that kind of stuff. So that was fun. Again, that was fairly hard to ship because it was kind of large, but worked out. This Eileen Goldenberg pottery, small bowl dish, whatever you want to call it. Eileen Goldenberg apparently is a fairly well-known potter with this black and white design on it. This particular one we found at a thrift store for $1. It did have a chip on the rim and then on one of the legs. Let me see, right here, the leg was chipped, but I couldn't tell if that was happened in the manufacturing process or if it happened later. But I did disclose that. So, and that sold for $25 plus shipping. And this was another item I found at the bins. This is an electric water kettle made by West Bend. I was unable to find any information on this particular model whatsoever. I did hours and hours of research trying to figure out what it was and when it was made and all that, but could not find any other information or pictures similar to this kind of water kettle. But it did sell for $20 to a guy in Wisconsin, so I'm hoping that he's a West Bend collector, and since West Bend is based out of Waukesha in Wisconsin. So, and then next item is this sterling silver cross with gemstones. This I also found at the bins. And then I put another sterling silver chain with it that I had, just a light chain, so that it went not just the necklace, but it had a chain that went with it. And then next item, I don't know why there's this little delay. getting the pictures coming up. Oh, these are from my personal collection of all of my Diecast Cars. I started selling these off, and these were Avon cars that are offered through Avon. They're, you know, just little boxes that store the cars. One of them I never even took the cars out of the boxes. They're still original in there. So that was nice. Sold those for $16.99. Next item is this Fitz and Floyd shell plate. This is actually a metal plate, which I thought was unusual. Usually Fitz and Floyd are ceramics, but this one was probably aluminum, I believe. And sold that for $14.99 plus shipping. So that's a great deal. And then the last item, some of you remember from my haul video, Pinocchio. That's right, the puppet. The puppet sold and shipped to California. So that was exciting. But I know he's going to arrive with tangled up. As hard as I tried not to tangle him up, he just gets tangled. And again, because he has that funny, his legs are front and back rather than side to side. So it's a little, I think that's part of the reason that he gets tangled so easily. But anyway, so that's what we sold so far in the month of April, which has been great. A lot of these items I've had around for a long time, so I'm excited to move some inventory and get some new stuff listed, which I've been listing different things. But thank you so much, you guys, for watching. And if you like, this video, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe and tell your friends to watch and subscribe. Thanks, guys. We'll see ya.